finger down if when you were 35 weeks pregnant, you told your boss that you had a backache and you wanted to go home. They ask you to wait an hour. So you go to the bathroom and you feel a slight pain in your stomach, but you think nothing of it until you get out of the bathroom and that pain has intensified by 500 times. You start screaming and someone comes out and calls 911 and they call your husband. Your husband rushes to the hospital and the ambulance rushes you to the hospital. When you get to the hospital, you're put in a room in labor and delivery, and the nurse on labor and delivery tells you to describe your pain. You start crying, telling her exactly how much pain you were in, and she tells you to shut up because she's typing. So you try to shut up, but you're in so much pain that you start screaming, telling her, please, I feel like I'm dying, please help me. And she tells you that if you don't shut up, she's gonna leave the room. So then you quietly beg her to please don't leave the room, just please help you because you feel like you're dying. She tells you that she feels like you're faking for pain medicine. And so when she does the check of your baby's heart rate and contraction, she sees that you're not contracting. You tell her you have pain in your shoulders and the pain in your stomach is constant. So you don't believe that they are contractions. You don't know what's going on, but you're in severe pain and you need help. She tells you that you're faking for pain medicine and that you need to tell them what kind of drugs you're on. You let them know that you've actually never taken any drugs in your life. You're not faking for pain medicine. Whatever's going on is serious and you need help. She then tells the doctor to order a drug screen. They order a drug screen and the doctor comes in and the doctor says that they need to do an urgent C-section to get the baby out because the baby's heart rate is decelerating. The nurse looks at the drug screen results and sees that they're negative and tells you in front of the doctor that you need to just tell them what kind of pain medicine, what kind of drugs you're on so that they can help your baby. You start screaming and crying, telling her, please stop saying that I'm on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I'm in severe pain. So then you go into the operating room. It takes them forever to do your spinal. When you lay down, you lose consciousness within 3 minutes because you start going into a grand mal seizure. They then determine that your blood pressure was 220 over 180, and you actually clearly had eclampsia. Not only did you have eclampsia, but your baby's placenta had detached and your uterus had ruptured from top to bottom, and your baby was laying dead in a puddle of blood in your abdomen. It takes 17 minutes for them to resuscitate your baby. You also lose your heart rate, and that takes them 16 minutes to resuscitate you. When you wake up out of your medically induced coma, they tell you that they airlifted your baby 2 hours away to a better hospital equipped to help him. When you get to the hospital, you're met with a social worker because the hospital lied and told them that you were on drugs. Not only did the hospital lie and tell them you were on drugs, but the hospital also lied and told them that you tested HIV positive, even though you didn't. So you were unable to breastfeed your baby ever. They completely destroyed your birth and almost killed your child.
Now, backstory. We were together for a long time. He already asked my dad for his blessing. So we were in the process of saving money, paying down debt so we can really have our future secured. It's 2017 and it was a rough year. President Trump was in office. I worked at a nonprofit at the time as an executive, and the security of my job was really unstable. Now, the boyfriend and I, we reached a rough patch. He wasn't communicating with me. He was being very difficult, very distant. He just was moving and acting weird. Like, this was at its peak at this point. And I get this notification from my leasing office saying, hey, are you guys going to renew your lease or are you going to vacate the property? And I had this conversation with my ex, and quite honestly, he was giving me the runaround. He would not communicate with me and just said, oh, we'll talk about it later. So I get home late one day and I decided to check the mailbox, and I saw that he received a manila envelope from a bank that we did not bank at. Now, magically, this manila envelope opened up and I saw everything. I saw his information. I saw our joint bank account, making his income look real fluffy. And I saw that he applied for a mortgage loan. This was not disclosed to me. Now, y'all know I brought this information up to him, and at first he tried to deny it, but eventually he came clean because there's the documents and made it clear like, hey, yes, I applied for this mortgage. I'm looking for a house. I think it's best that we still be together as boyfriend and girlfriend, but we should just live separately. Of course, this was very heartbreaking because it feels like we're taking steps back instead of moving forward. So tried to make normal of this situation. We let the leasing office know, and I found myself a new apartment, but my apartment wasn't going to be ready for the next couple of months. So for the few months, we still stayed together and just try to make normal of this new us. So he also went ahead and showed me this new house that he got. It was in a decent neighborhood, but it was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, single family home. It looked very nice. Now it's his birthday a couple of months later, and he got sloppy drunk. He got sick. I took care of him, took him to bed. Everything was fine. Now, I have not had any desire to look in his phone since that side chick situation a year or so prior. So out of nowhere, I decided to look through his phone because, again, he was moving funny. He was acting weird. He knew my job was kind of in a weird space at the moment, and I just wasn't feeling secured with him or safe. So I looked through his phone, and of course I saw everything that I needed to see. So yeah. So when I found out he was disrespecting me like none other, I hurry up and left, and I took my name off of everything. So here's where the karma kicks in. So I'm minding my business. I'm in my new place. I'm healing. I'm drinking my water. And I get this email from my old apartment complex. It's the leasing folks giving me this ending statement of my apartment. And I see my name, but the address on there wasn't the forwarded address. It was something completely different. Baby, I Googled that address so quick, and what I saw wasn't that 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. It was a trailer in a trailer park. And this is no offense to anyone who lives in a trailer at a trailer park, but sir, this wasn't what you were going for. What happened? So I continued just minding my business. And of course, like all exes do, he found his way back to me. He found my new apartment, and I guess that was his way of wanting to have closure. And so he came over, and we were just talking, and he was telling me how he was doing. Coincidentally, he didn't even bring up the whole trailer situation, so I brought it up to him, and come to find out, something happened with that 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. And so he had to leave the apartment complex, and he had nowhere else to go. So he stayed at a trailer in the dead of winter. The dead of winter is important because 2017 in winter, that was the year that North Carolina had a snowstorm like none other. Like, it was negative-degree weather, single digits, snow and ice storms out the butt. Like, it was bad. Come to find out, while he was living in that trailer, he had no working heat and no running water. I didn't even bother asking how he washed his ass, but that's none of my business. So yeah, that is my ex's karma. Right after we broke up, so he really thought that he was about to get this nice house and just really stunt. And yeah, karma had a way of just humbling him immediately. So what he thought he had planned for himself after being real dirty behind my back, yeah, karma sure as hell humbled him. And no, he's still not living in that 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. He's not living in a trailer. But yeah, he learned his lesson. So I say all of this to say, continue doing what you're supposed to do and treating people with love and kindness. And if people do dirty upon you, like, no worries. Karma will spin that block and will get their ass. Don't know when, but that's when you just mind your business and just let the universe, let God handle them.
Put a finger down, and while you were in PA school, you used to do a lot of prostate exams on your family medicine rotation. And one day, you're doing a prostate exam with your preceptor in the room, and you can't find the guy's anus. So you mouth to your preceptor, "I can't find his anus." And then your preceptor comes and spreads his butt cheeks for you, and you still can't find the anus. So your preceptor ends up doing the prostate exam, and afterwards you realize the anus is a lot lower than you thought it was. And then you realize that you've been doing prostate exams for 3 weeks and you haven't actually put your finger in anyone's anus. And the whole time you thought you were doing prostate exams, you were actually doing crack exams. And nobody corrected you and didn't tell you that you weren't actually checking their prostate and that you only put your finger in their crack.
Money saving tip. Our water bill was consistently about $140 a month. We live in Texas. We have a big family. We're a family of 7 and we homeschool, which means we're home all the time. But I did some research and found out that if you simply replace the flapper right here with one of those water saving ones, when you flush it, it looks like this. I'm gonna flush it one more time. See how quickly it closes to save money, to save water? We changed it out 8 months ago. I lie you not. Consistently $80 to $90 a month for my water bill. You're welcome.